Hello, everybody. It's your friend Rick. Yes, it's my second video in one day because I found something important. It's April 24th, 2017. You can reach me at rick0327 at me.com. Okay, what you're looking at here. All right. This Office of Family Assistance. It's CFR 45232. Okay, it's part 232. Now, CFR stands for Code of Federal Regulation. And all states must comply with these. When the state is receiving federal funds, they must comply. They cannot refuse it. That's the deal that they're making when they're receiving federal funds. Now, in the video earlier, I told you guys that the states are receiving federal funds under Title 4A, and the money is deposited into the Treasury to assist children. But that's a broad statement. So, who knows what that money is? That they could do whatever they want with that money, but that's what it's allocated for. So, under Title 4D, which is those are the douchebags that we're dealing with in the child support collections unit. When you go into the hearings, that's so what they're trying to do is to make you pay for that by claiming, well, if you were just supporting your child, the baby mama wouldn't have to be on welfare, which is, wrong. A lot of people on welfare, and still get child support. So there's no way of proving that. Now, what I'm going to show you here is that they blackmail the baby mother who's on welfare to show up to the child support hearing. And if she doesn't, and I'm saying she because it's 95% of the time it's a she. Well, that's if it's working properly. There's many of us out there whose kids never receive public assistance, so we have no business being in there. But what I'm going to show you is that they're being blackmailed if they don't show up, and they don't show up to testify. They don't show up to give any information. The information is like testimony that you might have been there for the birth. You the child calls you dad. Your social security number, that information. And if they do not show up, they will not receive the benefits. To me, that's called blackmail. All right. So now I want to show you something here. Now watch. Office of Family Assistance, right? HHS, Health and Human Services. Now, the authority for this whole section is claimed to be, right, under 42 USC 1302, section 1302. That's what they're claiming. Okay? Most people don't check this stuff, but I do. This is what I'm good at. Okay? So now, here we are right here. Cooperation in obtaining support. The state plan must meet all requirements of this section. A, the plan shall provide that as a condition of eligibility for assistance, okay, you want to receive a public assistance, you got to cooperate. Each applicant or recipient of AFDC, that's what this is based on. I don't know what it breaks down to me. American Families, whatever. I'll find it. Anyway, will be required to cooperate. Required to cooperate. Required to cooperate. You're not cooperating if you're required to. Okay, cooperating is you're willing to cooperate. You're not required to cooperate. That's called blackmail. It's called extortion. It's called duress. unless good cause for refusing to do so is determined to exist in accordance with 23240. Okay, now, identifying and locating the parent of the child for whom aid is claimed. They can't force people to pay back this money unless they can prove that there's a father. Okay, so that's why they have to locate you. Obviously, the child has a father because we know how babies are made. There has to be a father around at one point in the creation of the child. Okay, establishing paternity of a child born out of wedlock for whom aid is claimed. Anybody say anything about married? So that right there eliminates all married people. Okay, obtaining support payments for the applicant or recipient and for a child for whom aid is claimed. Okay, there we go again. If the child's not receiving welfare, you're not supposed to, this shouldn't be happening to us. I know my children never received anything. Also, here's another thing. Remember, I told you guys earlier in an earlier video that child support ends right around 18 years old. Some states 19, whatever, but they all force us to pay till 21. We know why, because the states make the money. But we all know that welfare ends at 18 years old. So as soon as your child turns 18, the state's like, okay, we're done with you. We're not going to provide public assistance anymore. Well, that's when the support's supposed to end. Okay, obtaining obtaining any other payments or property due to the applicant or recipient of the child. You know what that means? They could take your taxes. The plan shall specify. Look, and they put it in. Shall specify that cooperate includes. Okay, now this is the definition of cooperate. Includes any of the following actions that are relevant or necessary for the achievement of the objectives specified in paragraph A of this section. Paragraph A. The plan shall provide that as a condition, all right, as a condition of eligibility, each applicant for recipient will be required to cooperate. So you must cooperate. You're being blackmailed. Okay, the mother is being blackmailed. I had one guy email me today saying that the mother doesn't even want the child support, and they're still forcing him to pay child support. Okay, now this is what they consider cooperation: appearing at an office of the state or local agency or child support agency as necessary to provide verbal or written information or documentary evidence known to, possessed by, or reasonably obtained by the applicant or recipient. That means, birth certificate with the name on it, pictures with the baby. They'll use anything. Okay? They don't care. We know what we're dealing with. Appearing as a witness at judicial or other hearings. Well, this is bullshit because we already know that child support is not judicial. It's administrative. Providing information or attesting to a lack of information on the penalty of perjury. In other words, if the mother is going to claim she has no information, they're going to make her do it under oath to scare her. So they're not going to just take her word for it. They're going to say, well, you know what? If you have no information of his social security number or anything, you're going to have to show up and testify, and they're going to scare the shit out of her. Okay? Paying to the child support agency any support payments received from the absent parent after the assignment. In other words, what they're saying here is when the mother assigns the rights, if she's stupid enough to receive a cash payment, she's supposed to hand it over to them. All right? All right, I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm proving to you that the mother, although, listen, she may be a piece of shit if she's on public, but she is being forced. Now, this is under duress. Okay, this is not due process. A person under duress cannot is not a. It's called a hostile witness. Okay, it's not a willing witness. And a lot of times you'll if you watch if you watch like documentaries or like a movie documentary, and like these people in the witness relocation program. They don't like getting them on the stand, but they have to. That's part of the deal they made. But one of the first questions an attorney will ask is, "Did you make a deal? Are you here voluntarily?" And then they'll say, "No, well, like I was arrested and they offered me amnesty, or I'm only gonna do 5 years on like Sammy the Bull in the John Gotti case. He only had 19 bodies." It's a baseball team. It's almost two baseball. It's yeah, it's a baseball team playing each other. So two baseball teams, 9 on the dime, 18 and one. This guy killed 19 people because he testified against John Gotti. He got a deal, but that shows in a trial that he's not a good witness. Oh, now, so let me get back here now. I want to show you guys something. Okay, now they're claiming that the authority of CFR 45 section or part 232 is under 45 US United States Code section 1302. Okay? Now, all right. Now, here it is. What you do is you punch in 42 US Code, and Cornell University has free uh, citations of the laws and stuff. It's great. It's a great tool. I use it all the time. Well, actually, it comes right up in the Google search. So now, this is the law, right? Come down here. Now, this tells you all the authorities under Code of Federal Rules or Regulations, CFR. So now watch. We click on here, right? We're going to go all the way down to 45. Okay, 45. All right, Part 25 and Part 233. Does anybody see 232 anywhere? Huh? So now I'm going to prove to you that I'm right. Okay. All right. So this is 232 here. 1 second here. All right. 232. We're going to go down to 233. Coverage and condition of eligibility and financial assistance programs. 233, right? All right. Let me see. I got too much stuff here. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. All right. 233. Coverage and condition of eligibility. So we're showing it's not a typo. There is no authority for 232, 45 CFR Part 232. There is no law backing that up. It's without authority. It's extortion. That's all it is, plain and simple. So the mother who's receiving welfare is being forced to testify against you or give information against you for child support, and if she doesn't, she'll lose the child support, and your child can not receive that money. See, all these children are being taken care of financially if they're on welfare. Okay, I've seen children on welfare wearing Nike sneakers. Okay, they got Section 8 house and they're doing okay. So believe it or not, even if you are a deadbeat, your child, if they're on welfare, they'll be okay. All right, they're gonna be fed, they're gonna be clothed, unless of course the mother's a crackhead or a drug addict. Okay, but uh, one of the prerequisites for child support, by the way, or a modification of child support, is is to prove that the financial needs of the children are not being met. Well, we already know they are because they're receiving public assistance. So I just proved to you guys that this is even more of a scam. It's a disgusting, what they're doing. And I just proved to you that there is no authority. So that's not a typo, okay? Right? 42 USC section 232. Disgusting. All right. So let me show you guys something else. All right, this is what I was. Wait, here we go. This is what I was talking to you guys earlier. All right, this is what I was telling you guys earlier about We Hunt versus G. Ledbetter. This is the case law I was telling you guys about that states are Title 4D. All right, is voluntary. Okay, what they're forcing you to do is to not pay child support. They're forced. It's a scam to recoup the welfare. That's all it is, plain and simple. Okay, and Ledbetter was right there was the commissioner of the Georgia Department of Human Resources. So what happened was uh, the mother, she was suing them because she wasn't receiving. She was blaming the commissioner for not doing all he could do under 42 USC 1983 civil rights. And what this court says is that when you're receiving a public benefit, you can't sue somebody. It's not you can't sue somebody under civil rights because it's a benefit. It's not a requirement. It's not a guarantee. Federal benefits are not guaranteed. What's guaranteed is your right to privacy, right to vote, right to bear arms. These are the things that you're right to a trial, right to due process. These are the things I talk about all the time. But it's one of the I know I got stonewalled. Okay, but let me get back to right. So AFDC, what the hell is that? I was talking about it earlier. See if I can find the actual. I should know it. I only read it all the time. Aid to families with dependent children, AFDC, and it's under 42 USC section 651. Okay, now let me get down. I found some really good stuff here. I mean, I'm going to do a video just on this, but I just want to prove to you guys what I was saying in my video earlier today. Wait, it's up here. Okay. It requires a secretary to set standards. That's the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Okay. Hold on. All right. The state contends that Title 4D was enacted to recoup welfare expenditures to ease the burden of the state and federal fiscs, whatever the hell that must mean something, to check the rising tide of families forced to resort to public assistance, and to reward states which maintain cost-effective child support recovery operations. By achieving net savings for the federal, state, and local welfare expenditures, Title 4D will benefit general public. Okay, this is what I was. Although state participation in Social Security Act itself is mandatory, participation by a state in the Title 4D program is voluntary. Voluntary. Okay? Does not did not clearly condition the receipt of federal. That's what I was telling you about. If you're receiving federal money, does not give you any right. Does not create any enforceable rights. I want to show you. This is funny. See what they do here? Citations omitted. They don't want any. See what sneaky these guys are. I just showed you. I caught them citing an authority which isn't true. So that whole section, 45 CFR Part 232, is not enforceable. It's not backed by any federal code, United States code. And here that they're given the. I mean, I don't want to read all of it. You could look it up under We Hunt versus G. Ledbetter. You can look it up yourself. But I'm showing you is that they omitted the citations. They don't want anybody to know it. They don't want anybody to know it. Think about that. They don't want you to look up the case law. Okay. Here's another. I'll give you another example. People, let's say you're living in public housing and you're living in a project, and they're going to tear down the building. You think you could sue the federal government? No, you can't, because you're living there as a benefit. They're going to try and find your house, and don't get me wrong, but you can't sue anybody. And Title 4D does not create any enforceable right. It was not enacted for the special benefit of the families. You see what that says there? It was not created for the families. It's created for the states. But meanwhile, what are they doing? They're forcing us to pay it on the child support. That's for the family. Title 4A provides funds from the public treasure to support children in need. Title 4D seeks to recover those funds and restore the treasury balance by enforcement of support obligations owed by the absent parents of these children. The driving force behind the program is recovery of welfare payments and a parallel commitment to remove and keep families from the necessity of welfare dependence by establishing and enforcing support obligations. How can you establish and enforce an obligation? An obligation is an agreement. You have to agree to it. It's a contract. Okay? And this case also says this decision by the Court of Appeals says that the Title 4D with the state is a contract. It's a contract between the state and the federal government. Not you, not me, nobody. So how the hell, we're a third party. So how are they going to, that's why we're having such a hard time getting them to verify or validate the debt. Except I found the way. At least I think I have. We'll see what happens. But the wording that I see is very clear of what I'm doing. Okay, so I just wanted to prove to you guys, give you a little lesson here, that it's all based on fraud. Okay? Here's another thing. AFDC recipients do not apply for nor request support enforcement services. They assign their child support rights to the state and are required to cooperate. I said that earlier. Okay, maybe I'm just, as it was intended, evidenced by the language of the statute and legislative history, diminishing the welfare. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just repeating what I showed you guys earlier. And I'm losing my voice. All right, so listen, I'm going to shut this down. Hopefully I taught you guys something here. And, it's something to add to our paperwork that, that it's based on fraud. The mother is a hostile witness. She has to be there. And if she has to be there, she's not receiving her benefits, that means that you're being forced to pay. It's a nasty thing. It's extortion, plain and simple. All right, guys. Well, you have a good night. Thanks for watching.